Hello, Surya. Good afternoon.
I,
Really very happy that you allocated on a Saturday to have this session just to talk and discuss about your journey in the past few years and what is that brought you to go and get into the joy of what you really want to do and achieve. So this is something that I really wanted to talk to you, discuss with you, and very happy that you agreed for this session, Surya.
hi, Suresh. Good afternoon. First of all, I'd like to thanks for arranging this section.
My
Because
pleasure.
yeah. So it's a good opportunity for me to also to tell me about something
Mhm.
what I enjoy during the past few months.
Okay.
Mm, yeah, yeah. I take this opportunity. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. So what we will do is probably we will slice our discussion because this is going to be, it is your session, okay?
Yeah.
So this is going to be a session where you're sharing, looking back and the path that you came across, and you're going to be sharing how you brought your own self leadership out in doing what you thought will give you joy,
Okay.
in
Yeah.
doing what is going to energize you to do more. What is that was stopping you in the past, right? So tell me a little about yourself. Let's not go far behind whenever you started your job, work, career, whatever it is. But just talk about your recent job, the current job that you're doing.
Yeah.
When did you start your current job? And
Mm.
during that period of X number of years, what have you been doing?
Okay. A little bit on my background first. Actually, I'm basically a mechanical engineer.
Okay.
I complete my degree in India, and then my master's in Singapore.
Okay.
Then my passion of is more on the design because
All
after
right.
completing my master, I got to do my design works.
Mm-hmm.
If you compare my overall experience, um, my current job is I'm currently working for 7 years in the current job.
Okay.
Before that, if you saw my work nature is actually I'm working on the design field, but I came to Singapore in the year of 2000,
Mm-hmm.
and then I worked for nearly for 5 years in the manufacturing sectors
Okay.
as a design engineer. But
All right.
the current job culture and my previous all other jobs culture is entirely different,
Mm-hmm.
because the manufacturing sectors in say, as a design engineer in Singapore is really bit hard because we
Okay.
need to work very long hours.
All right.
But I like to do some more on creative works. So at the time I just triggers my mind to search for more on the product design oriented jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm looking for that, and then I found few. I work on few other companies, but still is they are considered as the contract manufacturing. So they will do the design productation for other companies. So my job is I'm more interested on the design, so I just carry on the works. But the main comparison is between my current job and the previous one is I cannot able to my previous job I cannot able to balance my personal life and my career.
Mm.
Both I cannot able to balance. I
Okay.
struggle a lot.
All right.
Then after change to do my current job is MMC company. I say is the company culture is very good.
Mm-hmm.
They are encouraging the employers to balance both as well as personal as well as the career, because
Okay.
usually I one of my managers will always inform me that your family first, then your job. So
Okay.
that
You are blessed.
that's yeah. Actually, I'm blessed to work in this company. Usually my passion is I took my own interest. The company nature is each individuals need to take their own what you just mentioned about the leadership, something like that. So own leadership. So we need to work on the individual projects. I learned a lot, and also the current company nature is such a way that it's not only I learn on the design sector,
Hmm.
but this gives me opportunities to learn more about the other sectors,
Okay.
because now I'm well on the more on the user side, how the customer interaction, how to interact the customers, what the need from the customers. From that point of view, they are giving opportunity to learn everything.
Okay.
So it's a drastic change from my current and previous. It's changed me a lot in my life. So that's the big difference between that. Nearly have 20 years of experience. That 7 years teach me a lot.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's
So
very
this is
good.
the
That's very good. So what you have just done is you compared Surya um, 7 years back.
yeah.
So the previous 13 years,
Mhm.
and then Surya in the last 7 years. So the current job, what you have shared, um, just brings some of my own personal memory. I've worked in Sun Microsystems, and then it moved to Oracle, and all in all, 17 years in that particular culture. That was a fantastic culture. All my colleagues and whoever worked for Sun Microsystems will vouch for it. So I had a mixture of a culture which was very people focused and has given a tremendous freedom to all of us to do what is right for the people, what is right for the customer, what is right for the organization. So it is three sections, three areas, and we were so empowered in doing what we have been delivering. And
Yeah.
all in all, it was 17 years, Sun
Mhm.
Microsystems plus Oracle. When we moved to Oracle, it was a cultural shock. There were so many differences. The way Oracle was doing was very different from how Sun was doing. However, when we came into Oracle, that's a totally a different environment and a different learning. We learned in-depth processes. We learned how we should not be doing certain businesses, right?
Yeah.
People are important, but at the same time, we have to focus on ROI. We have to focus on revenue. We have to focus on what we are doing is right for the customer as well as right for the organization. Something
Yeah.
that came together with the very aligned processes and even performance review for the team. The structure was so wonderful that it's very easy, even for a new manager coming on board, to learn and to get going with how he or she can manage the performance of the team or give feedback to the team. And that structure, at times, we had to go and find things our own selves. Initially, we felt that as a pain, but over a period, we realized by doing that, we learn. And what I learned, see, until today, I'm able to reflect that back. What you just shared reminds me of all those that I've gone through. So, the company
Yeah.
that you're working in currently is a company where they really value people. And that's
Yeah.
the
That's
reason
true.
your manager, you're blessed. I said the reason why I said you're blessed is your manager values the family.
Yeah.
If you are really balancing yourself with the family and keeping the family happy, and that's the time you are able to focus yourself in doing what you should be doing at work. Okay, Surya. It is really good hearing all those that you mentioned about the previous 13 years and the recent 7 years. Uh, in your current job, what is keeping you going and motivated? Is there anything that you feel like would be better that way in order to make yourself
Yeah, Suresh.
more
Yeah.
joyous?
Mm. Career wise, yeah, that's true, because the career wise, I feel is more comfortable, and there's a comfortable place to work. But still I need a break every year. I need a break in
Mhm.
between. Every year I need a break in between. I need to go and relax myself. I'm searching for something which is like an internal joy. I'm because what is my
Mm.
passion is design, but still I'm missing something. I don't know what is that. That I need to find out that. So I need a break every year. I need to go and relax myself and then come back. Whether the relaxation is giving my refreshment, I'm not sure about that. Then I talked to you a lot of times regarding this. Yeah, I hope that you know that. One time we met, and then we were discussing regarding the your coaching. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm going to tell you, Suresh, because what I have and what I have attained from your side, from you, because I asked you to conduct two sections,
Mm-hmm.
sorry, few sections regarding for this coach. So after I hope that we completed the two sections currently,
That's
officially
right.
two
Yeah.
sections. Yeah, two sections we are already completed. So I'm going to tell what the difference I saw before and after this two sections, because initially I
Just
thought,
let
yeah,
me just give a bit of a step back on that.
yeah,
So first up, thanks for um, highlighting that inner joy thing. Okay,
yeah,
every one of us,
mhm,
at the end of the day, why we are working, why do we have family, why do we have children, what are we doing, and are we helping others? And at some point, we get to this inner self thing discussion. Okay,
yeah, that's true.
we are not talking spiritual,
Mhm.
or whether you and I we meditate. That's something that is a different topic for
Yeah,
discussion. That's totally out of current discussion. However, the inner joy is something very unique that every one of us, knowingly or unknowingly, consciously or unconsciously, been longing for it. The only thing that had been missing with most of us is that we don't even realize that we really want that,
mhm,
right? But you brought it very nicely, and you also indirectly, which you did not say, but I could sense. Correct me if I'm wrong. It is 7 years in this current job, and you said that no, the job is good. I am liking my passion in design, so I'm liking this job, and you are comfortable, as in whatever I need, it's there. So let me just continue to do it.
mhm,
Okay, there is this fantastic saying which I learned from Tony Robbins, which is every human being has 6 needs in order for them to really move in their life. I'm not going to go into the detail. Probably we can do that in a different session.
yeah,
Let me just touch on the two very, very, very important needs that he talks about. Um, there are so many other things, but these two, the first of the two is growth. Whatever that you have been doing for a duration, if you are not growing yourself, then you are literally doing something wrong to your own self.
mm,
If I'm doing what I'm doing, what I have been doing for the past 10, 12, 15, 20 years, and I'm not changing myself, I am not looking into ways that I should be growing, at some point, I'm going to be obsoleted.
mm,
That's what he says, right?
yeah,
So if given the current pandemic situation, a lot of us started working from home.
yeah,
Maybe it is not new to you, maybe it is not new to me, but more than 50% of the population, 60, 70% of the population, they have never ever done work from home,
that's true.
even for a day, right?
Mm,
It's a change. Well, I'm not relating that back to growth, but even within our own space of what we have been doing. I have been growing. I keep go back to my 17 years with Sun and Oracle, because that's my huge portion of career, right? During the period, when I take a step back and think about the day one I joined Sun to the last day I left Oracle, every year I can relate to something that I was doing that is different from the previous year. That's
mm,
growth. When I do that, then the second last item in the need for any human being that Tony says is that contribute. You grow, at the same time you contribute to your fellow colleagues, contribute to the organization, contribute to the customer, contribute in such a way that what you have learned, the knowledge, you share it with somebody. And if I can bring the Zen philosophy, which you also know, is being empty is the basic need and reason for you to get filled.
Mm.
Empty cup. So the cup needs to be empty so as some more can be poured in.
Yes.
If I think I'm always full, nothing goes in, everything flows out, right? So he says, contribute, give out. By giving out, your knowledge is not going to be gone. Your skill is not going to be obsoleted. If it's not going to deplete, but it gives the nature a signal, and you start getting something new,
Yeah.
right? How beautiful! And thanks for triggering that. Honestly, this is not something that I prepared or what. But when you said inner joy, that brought energy into me, and I started sharing all these things. So these are all wonderful reflections. Come back to the probably this kind of discussion we started having. I believe maybe in February timeframe before all this lockdown thing came in.
Yes, Suresh,
Am I right?
yes. It's around February time frame.
Okay, so
Yeah.
tell me, so how did uh, whatever that you went through in the exploration?
Yeah. Actually, you mentioned, as I mentioned, is the inner joy. Initially, I thought every year I'm taking the break, I go and search for the joy outside. But
Okay.
after your two sections, you are dig me inside
Mhm.
and then help me to find what is my inner joy. So that part, first of all, I have to thank you for understand myself, and also you have helped me to dig myself to bring my joyness. The
Give a pat,
first,
give a pat to
uh,
your own self, okay?
yes,
So you
yes,
gave me an opportunity to bring that. Actually, I'm getting goosebumps when you say that, because
yeah. Mm.
that's my joy.
No,
When I
actually,
feel
actually,
somebody,
every people needed some trigger. So
okay,
you are my trigger. So you are
thank you,
trigger
thank
me, and then I understand myself what is my inner joy. Thanks for the first thing is my favorite sitar, because I love to listen music.
you. Hmm.
But anyhow, I attracted by the sound of sitar. Then I actually I started to learn, I think 7 years back, maybe
Okay.
for a few weeks, and then I stopped. I cannot able to continue,
Hmm.
but now I'm started again. I'm nearly 2 months I'm learning now. So I enjoying myself. I'm just waiting for that particular hour for my training itself. Every day I allocated 1 hour for that. So I'm just waiting for that 1 hour to enjoy myself.
Okay.
Yeah,
How do you
thanks, Suresh. Yeah,
feel? Yeah. So I know. See, when we started this conversation, probably half an hour back, when you started, you were thinking about what we were doing 13
yeah,
years back or 20 years back to during the 13-year time frame, what you have been doing in the last 7 years. And when you shifted yourself to explain about my passion in music, my love towards sitar, and that trigger you gave me, Suresh, where I went and re-kicked in my learning, and now you are even more tuned into doing an everyday 1 hour kind of a thing on your own self-discipline practicing.
yeah.
I can definitely see your energy. I saw you leaning towards the camera. That's one thing.
Yeah, that's
Second
true.
thing, second thing, your face and your smiles were literally showing a glow.
Yeah, Suresh.
So, so your inner
I
joy
love that.
thing. See that energy.
So,
That's
uh,
what it is, right?
uh,
So it's an energy to push your joy up, so that that energy will take you in accomplishing all the other things that you should be accomplishing as part of your duties, as part
yeah,
of what you need to be doing on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis. So something that was missing now is added into your daily joy.
yeah, that's true.
Great, great, great,
Yeah,
wonderful.
thanks, Suresh. And next thing is because again I'm interested in every day I used to do yoga,
Okay.
but now after our two sections. um, actually I feel that my energy when I every morning I'm doing yoga, I feel my energy is the thing.
Hmm.
So I thought of not only keeping with me, but this time I want to utilize this time, because I have a lot of free hours in the early, especially in the morning, no need to travel to office. So I want to utilize that particular hours in the morning. So I'll call my friends when there is a time slot for me to do yoga. I call my friends together, we just combine together, and then I'll teach them, as well as I also do the yoga
Mm.
together with them. So I practice that, and also I started for my kids, my child and my neighbors, my friends
Awesome,
children's.
awesome.
Also I started, because everybody, because especially children are in the home, and they need some joiners.
Hmm.
So every day, the means weekly once, I'm creating the joiners, not only yoga exercise. I asked my one of my friend who is a teacher, is a trainer for the Zumba.
Okay.
So we just combined together, and then we started the small section for the kids, so to enjoy just this is just a stress relief for the adult as well as for the children's.
Okay. So
So
you
yeah,
came up with Yumba now.
yeah,
Yoga and
that's true.
Zumba combined.
It's all fun. It's not no,
I
no
know
need
I've
to.
heard about fusion in food, fusion in music, and now I'm hearing fusion in exercising or well-being. In other words, right? Well, so couple of things here. First up, apart from your music joy, your passion or your interest in
Yeah,
yoga, and what you have learned, you are giving out to people.
yeah,
By
that's true,
doing
Suriya.
that, by doing that, you you cultivate joy for yourself, which means your knowledge is being utilized by somebody.
Mm,
Back to what I shared earlier, it kind of connects back if you see, right? The
yeah,
the the growth part I mentioned, last 7 years. Let's forget about the 13 years, right? Last 7 years, you've been doing what you've been doing, but this uh, kind of a fear. I, I'm doing what I'm doing, but I don't have that inner joy. That triggered you to look into growth. Growth can be anything, right? Not in the same position, same job. Growth is something new that you should be doing in order to get that joy. So you did that. So
yeah,
that portion of your need, you gave the focus and you did what you should be doing. That's one. And second thing is contribute. Now you're contributing, right? You're contributing what you've learned, whether you charge or not. This is something that you want to really practice as part of giving it to people who need it. And especially the current pandemic situation, kids are sitting at home, not much engaged, at least doing a virtual yoga. We've been thinking that yoga, I need people sitting in front with all the yoga mat, and I should be showing. Those days are gone, right?
yeah, that's
The
true.
new
Yeah,
the new
every,
the new
if you
norm.
talk, everything is visual, only visual,
Now it's
visual.
virtual, and nobody can stop. Nobody can say that I don't have time.
Yeah,
I don't have time to travel, but that travel time of 45 minutes, I can go online, show people that
yeah,
yoga is this, just learn, practice with me, and get going. Even if it gives 50% effectiveness, it's fantastic. But what I realized observationally, when I do some Zoom sessions with group of people, when I join workshops, when other people run workshops, I start to see people engaging more than what they have been doing when this is done face to face. The introverts who were not speaking up in a one-to-one environmental setup start to speak here. They go into chat, push their questions or comments, which they were not doing when if it was a face-to-face session, right?
yeah,
Okay, great. Thanks for sharing that. Thanks for giving, paying forward to people who are in need, and that's a very good initiative. Nobody asked you to do that, but you did it.
yeah.
Fantastic.
Thanks very much, Suresh. But this everything triggers in me is because of you.
Hey, don't
I
keep saying that.
Yeah,
I Well, you're
sharing
very generous.
my 50% of my things because because the motivation is from you, Suresh. Really, at this point of view, I like to thanks again for you because the motivation which brings my life, I change my lifestyle. The way what I've done for two few months back, and now is my lifestyle has changed a lot. Thank you for that.
I love that, and thanks again for your gratitude. Well, definitely, I've done very, very little. What I've done is probably 15, 20%. That's just a trigger. Anybody wants to change, they have to take the first step. Then everything will follow through. You had that mindset to make that change. I still remember, not in those two sessions. We had our first session, which was a pre-session thing.
Yeah.
I remember you mentioned that, hey Suresh, you know what I normally hate doing is, yeah, I want to do things. Even when I bought a house, yeah, well, it was a bit of a push from my wife, but I bought it. But I never ever had any belief in goals, setting the goal,
Yes.
and then following through on all. That was a trigger point to me. Okay, so that is an excuse rather than not wanting to go and put everything in paper, because once you put everything in paper, then that becomes a commitment.
Yes.
Then that becomes a, yeah, I have to do. Since I have put it there, I have to do. So I realized that, and that's how we broke the bigger chunks into tiny little particles. Take one particle at a time. Don't think too huge and big about, hey, I have to achieve this by this time, then it becomes a huge goal. All
Mm.
right, yeah, we know that I need to go there, but today is what? And probably that's how you got yourself moved into your music passion, learning it, and that's
Yes.
how you got through into even giving away yoga to adults and kids.
Yeah.
So 80% is you, and that's why earlier also I mentioned, give a big pat at your back. This momentum is going to go, and well, I'm going to be here to continue motivating, continue to inspire you to go in the direction that you want to be. And
Thanks, Suresh.
let's at this point let's talk about what's in your plate as part of goals to be achieved in the next couple of years.
Yeah. Actually, you're right, because initially we were talking. I'm not a person to set a goal and run behind, but now after the two sections, you changed me a lot. So now I have something in my mind, especially what currently I'm doing. I need to become because just fun I'm doing everything, but just to entertain peoples. So I need to learn it properly, especially the yogas as well as I'm more interested on the healing side also.
Oh,
So
good.
planning to heal both together, and also in sitar. At least I need to play continuously for 15 to 20 minutes.
Mm.
So now I'm just practicing. I'm just in the starting stage. So need to. It's a long way to go.
I
At least,
know.
yeah,
Always it is long way to go, because once you have that, once you start writing things,
yeah,
these are the items I'm going to be doing in the next 1 year, next 2 years. I remember we discussed about break that down into monthly.
yeah,
What is that I'm going to be doing this month? Break that down into what is that I'm going to be doing this week? Again, today, right? If something is slipping here, then you should be, if something is stuck in the weekly tab for more than a week, then it gets immediate attention. You got to move it to today and do it today, complete it. If not, that's not going to move. Unless otherwise it has a dependency on something else, and that's the reason it is delaying. That's understandable. Okay.
sure,
Um,
Suresh.
the last 3 4 months, I've been learning quite a lot as well. What I have learned in the last 20 years versus the last 2.5 to 3 years versus last 3 4 months, it's been improving and growing, which
Mhm.
is good. And what I'm learning, I'm also sharing with a lot of people that I touch as part of my clients in the coaching business, as part of my mentoring programs, as part of any kind of courses I get involved, or workshops I get involved. I share these views, whether it is something for all the people or not. At least in that group, if two of them get some benefit out of it, that will move them from where they stand and move them to go to the next level. That's
Yeah.
going to be a greater win, right? So essentially, why we are doing what we are doing and the purpose is very important. And to me, that purpose is to give back to the people, since I took so much in the last 30 years as part of knowledge, as part of learning, and I'm seeing that coming in you as well. That's a wonderful feeling, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
Success and joy are all things when you really give something and see somebody benefit out of that,
Yeah.
right?
Thanks, Suresh, once again, because I searched the join us outside, but now you're show me the join us inside. So every day I'm enjoying my join us. So that's in another way. It makes my helping my job, the current job, to focus more on that.
Okay.
So it's good, great, great.
Fantastic, fantastic. Especially that is needed because I don't know when everybody is going to go back
Yeah,
to their normal work hours. This work from home thing can still continue, and when it continues, make use of that extra time. Otherwise, we would be spending, rather wasting our time in travel, whatever the time is, at least two
yeah,
hours, if not more than that. That's one thing. And another thing, um, well, I'm missing. I'm missing that piece of travel. What I used to do is during travel, I used to listen to some audiobooks, or if I'm on a bus, I listen to do my social media activities, LinkedIn activities, where I get to connect with people. I get to share something that is useful for people in the areas of leadership, in the areas of career progression and stuff like that. I'm missing that, but that's okay. But now I have time in doing this. These video chats, right? This
yeah,
is
yeah.
something new, which is good and happening. All right. Are there any last words that you want to conclude with? I know you have your plans, and that is very well and very good to know about. And we are going to be together, and I'm going to be supporting you, no doubt about that. But is there anything else that you want to share?
What are the things I thought I want to share in this section? I covered
Mhm.
most of things. Yeah, Suresh. Yeah.
Okay, okay, good, good then. So maybe as part of closing, is there something that you want to share with people who will be watching this?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because the main important thing is I found my inner joy in myself.
Okay,
That you're my trigger point. So I want you to continue yourself, because everybody want to know what is their inner joy. So that help us to change their lifestyle, as well as their focus. The focus point, because the last few years I'm searching for joiners outside, but later I came to know that what are the things I have inside that gives me my happiness. Yeah, Suresh.
that's a wonderful message. Wonderful message. Thanks for that. If I may summarize that, what you just said is
Mm,
when you found your inner joy,
mhm.
that gave you energy, and that's the kind of a spark which is leading you where you want to go, what you want to do, what you are passionate about beyond your 9 to 5 job.
Yeah.
There is something more that's firing you up.
Mm,
There is something more which is taking you to your next level,
mhm.
the joy, the happiness, something that you are kind of going around and looking for. Uh, I'm missing something. What am I doing? In the last 20 years, I've been working, but what? What next? What next? What next? And now you start doing tiny little things, which is giving you joy and which is giving you clarity. And now you have gone to a level of even thinking about next 2 years, these are the things that I want to do, and
Yeah.
this can be blown big beyond what you have in your current list. Fantastic message, and thanks for really circling that whole thing into a message.
Yeah.
And
Thanks,
very,
Suresh. Thanks
very
for
happy.
summarizing. Yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic, right? So, my personal thanks to you, because you gave yourself a chance and you gave me that level of confidence, and you gave that trust, or you put the trust in me to open yourself up, right? So that's a gateway. When you open up, everything else will follow through. And that's what, as a coach, that's what I do with any clients. As a coach, for me to reflect back, and it's not that I'm teaching or what, right? So teaching is, I can just vomit whatever that I've learned. That's not important. What is
Yes.
important is what you need. And in order to realize what you need, and in order to realize where you want to go, you have everything inside you. Once you dig deep, jump in, I'm only doing a reflection. I'm only doing that supporting role. Okay. And the 80% is what is really needed. Right. And the important thing is this. So in that 100% we kick started, and then you started doing, and even if you are reaching to your 95%, that's not right. You got to do 100%, and you have been giving to yourself 100%, and that's the success. Right.
Sure.
Thanks for
Sure.
connecting and being a
Sure.
Saturday, giving me your time to do this session is really exciting, wonderful, and the joy is something that you are spreading as well. That's great. And
Thanks.
once again, thanks. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a wonderful Sunday as well. We'll catch up soon again, Surya. Thank you.
Thanks, Suresh. Thanks for the section. Thanks.